Here,
I'm learning these habits, right, that keep me going on this hamster wheel. So
here's the thing
where
though.
I'm going with this from a
Okay.
masculine perspective, though, because when you say, "Hey, let's create some open space," it gives me anxiety. But with seeing you, witnessing you, it's having both, right? It's not to say like just be in the flow and have no structure and no guess and just do what feels good, do what I like in this moment. No, it's also have some rationality of what's important right now and to work on those pieces, but create space for that. And so I've been practicing saying no and looking at the essentials, but not until I start doing it and having every cell in my body saying, no, 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 no. When I experience it, that's when I'm like, ah, it's this idea that I'm getting a dopamine hit for my future self. That that everything that I do is for my future self, right? I'm banking it. So then when I'm taking care of the priorities, I get that dopamine hit later on.
I don't get that.
It's like I'm thinking about my future self and how my future self thanks me. So what do I need to do right now that the future version of me will thank me later?
Oh, I see.
Because usually when I do something that like eating that cake, anything instant gratification, I pay the price later. But it's just something that works for me, right?
Okay. I wonder how that links to presence and being present and taking the breath of to what's actually experienced in the now, because I think some people get into a lot of anxiety looking to their future self. Um, but I could see how that could work. Um, you mentioned it's Tim Ferriss, right? The 4 hour work week.
Yeah, the 4 hour work week. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the idea of not working at all? And by that I mean that we feel so alive that it doesn't feel like work. Just like kids, they go to school, they're so intensely excited about what they're learning. They don't think it's work. It's like a lion hunting in they've got to get their food on the table, but they're just following their instincts. They're running through the savannah doing whatever they're doing. Um, and so this is probably a stretch for some people, but I really believe as we align to why we're here, that it doesn't have to feel like work. It's more contribution and service. And when we're aligned to our gifts, it's like I think they say in the Bible, where your heart is, your treasure is also. And it's not easy in this particular culture, but as we stay true to that without the fears that are, oh, my you know parents will often, oh, well, why are you doing that, or friends, why are you doing that. um, we start to embody the empowerment that we have to truly change the world to one that we want to live in. So livelihood to me is about living life to the fullest, not giving into what other people say you're supposed to be doing. My mom told me to get a job with the government because it was safe and secure. There's no way I could have done that. That would have killed me slowly. I would have been the golden handcuffs. I've seen people do it, and some people are better at it than the others. There's no way I could have done that. So, space, breath. How do we connect with what brings us alive if we don't have enough space to feel it? If we're always running on that treadmill, doing what other people tell us to do, it's impossible. It's how we get into so many accidents. physically, emotionally, health-wise. We go into crisis, and then it's an even bigger mess that we have to clean up. And it can be done. But if we can start to create the space and breathe into the anxiety that it brings up,
Mm, mhm,
we're cleaning as we go. And I love the book Harebrained Tortoise Mind. When we go slower, we're actually going faster.
slow down to speed up. Mm,
That thing. So if
mm,
people start to embody that and we can see the success that others are achieving by doing that, we start to have more trust.
mm. Yes.
So I think trust has a bit to do with being able to make the space and the time, which to me, space and time is cleanliness. It's not cluttered, it's not overwhelming.
Mhm.
And for me, when I have space, I'm like, oh, I can, oh, I can clean this up. I can put this over here. My mind is free to see things. I'm not so tunnel visioned and narrow focus in this flight or flight response of pressure that pressure creates. I can see more possibilities.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing because you're showing me your blueprint where if I were to judge, you work best when there's no time pressure.
I do.
You work best when there isn't things scheduled in the calendar, and then it comes clear to you to act from a place of inspiration,
Mhm.
right? To get those things done, and it's a new concept for me because I've been so used to doing it from a place of stress, urgency, pressure. It's like addicting. It's addicting. Like is this my nervous system is trained to live off of adrenaline and stress cortisol. So it takes me time to unwire that behavior and trust when I can witness it in you and witness others people doing it, then I have more belief to experiment it for myself. So I know when I create space at the start of my day to just unload my thoughts, like self clean my thoughts to allow more space. Like I don't have it jumbled up here, like moving out the old couch for a new couch. I got to move out the old couch for a new couch to be in its place, right?
That's
So,
true.
so
Yep.
I gotta dump all that stuff out, and then I can see more clearly, and then I can act from inspiration, not from that that rabbit that's always going right. That the tortoise slowing down and seeing more clearly, and then responding instead of reacting. And it's interesting because I realize I've been doing a lot of like Jim Rohn, my one of my mentors in the personal development industry growing up. It's like, am I majoring on minor things here?
Mhm.
And by
Mhm.
being so busy, I am majoring in minor things. So I haven't created space for myself to look at the major things in my life that need attention first, to tend to those. Yeah. I bet you get to a place where I can create a space and be like, "Hey, what's important here?" And then work on those. Yeah.
Making space. I think a lot of people learn a lot of different things and they fill their stuff up because they can't see the bigger picture, right? Like for me, it's am I aligned to what I'm best at? How can I
Mm,
serve people? Um, and then nothing else matters. When I'm connected to myself, I'm not dragged out by, well, I've got to do this and this and this and this. Oh, all of these different things because I know who I am. And if I know who I am and I make space for those things that are the most important for what I can do for, I mean, we all want to contribute. We want to feel worthwhile. We want to have a sense of purpose. That's why people go to work.
mhm.
But then people are realizing, well, I don't like work. How can I work for myself? How can there's these ideas of multiple streams of income. There's all of these things. But But to be truly effective, you have to slow down enough to know what resonates with you. Like you said, what is your no? And it's like muscle testing. You have to know what your no is, but also what your yes is, your life giving yes. Yes, that's for me. And I think we've been so conditioned and so confused to go, 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 get stuff done, be successful, whatever it is, that we get so drained that we have no idea
Yeah.
who we are, why we're
Mhm.
here, why so many people are depressed, in conflict and crisis, suicide, and all of this stuff. All the answers are here. Cleaning means taking time to create space, which also means to breathe. I always tell my clients, breathe and make space to see the bigger picture.
Mhm.
I mean, what's the point? There's the funniest meme I've seen. There's a U-Haul, and behind the hearse is a U-Haul. Like, people work all their life, this busyness, and a lot of people in the Western world have big houses. We don't take that with us. But the energy in our body of the stress and the dis-ease, we probably take that into the next life. So I think of it, how can I clean out this life so I don't take the shit with me in the next one? It's part
Boom.
of not even this life, but the next one, because I don't want to be
Yeah.
doing this in the next one.
Mhm.
Not to say that I'm not enjoying the process.
That is the work, isn't it, for me, the project, and I call the project is this project here. And as you were sharing that, what came through for me is like being dangled these carrots in front of me, or the shiny object syndrome, and how I was susceptible to that because I didn't know myself. I didn't know my truth. I didn't know what my no was. And the process of creating
Mm.
space for myself is carving down my own path on my own truth and being congruent with that. Because if I'm so busy, then it's easy for me to be manipulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious about some of the, I see there's quite a bit of comments there.
Hmm.
Ah.
Let's go with Tracy here. Heard this profound comment last year. I wake up when I am done sleeping. Right. How many of us are walking around asleep? That's a deep one. No alarm clocks. I love it. I'm living it. Yeah. It's like this idea of like, do I work to live or do I live to work? And I used to, work to live in a job that I didn't like, working for the weekend, looking forward to the vacation where I can vacate my life. And now it's like, right? Checking in with myself, my truth. I want to contribute. I want to create. I want to build. I want to be in tune to my purpose. I don't want to be on the beach just doing nothing